I'm the angry bald white guy. Deal with it.
Okay, so here I am. I'm here. I'm back. I always am saying I'm back, but this time I'm really back. I went down south to Mexico and spent some time down there with my fiance and her family. And while I was there, they had a big earthquake. You probably heard about it, but it was pretty big. It was 7.1. I know it's not like 8 point or something, but it started while we're eating dinner, so we couldn't even stand. It was like shaking so much. But luckily we're okay, and everybody we know is fine. The schools that collapsed, the buildings that collapsed, was pretty intense. Pretty intense. I mean, I didn't see any of that myself. There are pictures which I'll share with you that I have of the earthquake, but they're not the big news stories. It's more like what happens after an earthquake, what happens to the people after the earthquake. In this case, people all come together. They came together and they helped each other out. I mean, it was a massive outpouring of assistance and aid to these people. It was pretty spectacular. And the funny thing is that here it is. We've had major disasters here in the United States. And Mexico actually sent a whole team to help out during the hurricane, and Trump really didn't send much. The people that I saw there that were of other countries were not necessarily Americans, except for like private people. But then again, I wasn't in the whole mix of everything. But what I saw was pretty dismal as far as the United States involvement in that. But needless to say, there's a lot going on. I mean, there's storms, there's earthquakes, there's fires. I mean, there's major fires up north, and the pictures look like a bomb dropped on these neighborhoods. It's incredible. It's really incredible. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I was seeing pictures of these neighborhoods totally devastated by these fires. Maybe the earth is telling us something, saying, hey, pay attention to me here. Things are happening, and, you got to pay attention. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. But for me, it's historic. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life as far as these storms and everything. Of course, then again, we have a lot more media, a lot more news outlets to report all this stuff too, so that could be part of it. But let me return to Mexico for a second and talk about what happened. Not necessarily is there an earthquake, we talked about that, but what happened afterwards? What happened after my fiance and I get on the plane to come to the United States? And she's got a valid visa. I, of course, have my passport and all that stuff. And so we, fly. The flight is great. We leave Mexico. Everything's fine. We land in Los Angeles, and we, get off the plane, and everything's fine until we get to immigration. So there are two lines, one immigration for citizens and one immigration for non-citizens. And so I mistakenly just said, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the citizen side, and she had to go to the immigrant side. So I go through pretty quickly, and I don't see her coming out. So I actually go over there to the other side and say, hey, there's a cop there, and he says, oh, were you looking for the exit? I said, no, I'm looking for my girlfriend. She's going through immigration, and I just want to make sure that she's okay. So he said, oh, don't worry about it, she'll be fine, and go over here and exit. So I go and exit. I go to the luggage place to get the luggage, and because I said, well, I'll wait for you there. So I was at the luggage And she wasn't coming out. Everybody else was coming out. Everybody that I saw on the plane, all the people that I saw picked up their luggage, and hers was the last suitcase. I had picked it up, and hers was the last suitcase. The people of the airlines were there, and they said, "Oh, it's her suitcase," and I said, "I have it." And they were just hanging out there. There was nobody left, and I said, "Well, what's going on? Where's my girlfriend? Where's my fiance?" And so one of the agents goes and checks and says, "Oh, well, she went to secondary," which means that she was detained, by immigration. Okay. So here I am, standing there, and I said, "Well, when is she coming out?" She said, "Well, it could be an hour. It could be an hour. It could be more." I said, "An hour? Why was she put into secondary?" "I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I wait there and wait there and wait there, and then they said, "Well, maybe she's already gone through." And I said, "Well, I don't think she's gone through, but I'll check." So I exited and I went out to the front of the airport and tried texting her because I couldn't get a signal inside, and no answer. And then I go up to another policeman who was walking around. And I said, "Can you find out what's happening?" And so he goes and finds out that she's been detained and that she's not released yet, and that it'll be a while, and I should just wait here. And so I did. It was at least an hour and a half before she came out, and she was really, really shaken. I mean, she was shaken to the core. She said that they, grilled her, that they were nasty to her, that they were insulting her, that they went through her cell phones and laptop, which I guess is pretty common now, that they can go through your cell phone and your laptop. And they accused her of being, a hairdresser working here in the United States, and they accused her of other things. And it was a very horrible experience for her. And I just, I was really, really angry. I was really shaken. This country, these people, my people, did this. They treated another human being, my fiance, they treated her like that. They treated her like she was a second-class citizen, that she was a horrible person, that she did something wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. We've always followed the rules and the directions of, the people, the visa. She's never overstayed her welcome, and they treat her like this. And I think that it's unconscionable. And I really, really think it's not appropriate for them to do this. And I want to put the word out there. I want to say, hey, this is not the way it should be. You can't treat people like this, no matter who they are, no matter where they're from. And so it was really a bad taste in my mouth, bad taste in her mouth. They only gave her a month to stay here, where her visa says that she can stay for 6 months, but they only gave her a month, which is their right. They can do that. But, it was a very bad experience, and I can't imagine how many other people are going through the same thing. And, that's just wrong. And I think it really has to do with the atmosphere that Trump is putting out there in the world and in these people's minds, that they can treat people like this. And that's wrong. That's wrong. And, what the hell? What the hell is going on?